There is a growing community of people who are becoming interested in speedrunning fish. The only problem is there isn't any guides for tips, tech, or skips. My goal in this video is to cover what is known about fish and hopefully teach you how to perform some of the tech that we know about so you'll be able to perform it for yourself. I'll try to give credit where credit is due for trick discoveries, but I'm not sure where some of these tricks originated from. So if people do know in the comment section and want to let me know, I will change the description to account for that. Before getting into this video, I want to address two things. One, I'm using a Razer keyboard that has Snap Tap enabled, which allows me to be holding one direction, press the opposite key while still holding that first direction, and if you'll see on my inputs, it actually automatically switches it without me moving my finger, which is really helpful for some of these tricks. I just thought I'd bring it up. All of these tricks are still possible without this, it just makes it a little easier. The second thing I want to note is that this is being done on Fish Demo version 2.4. As of today, the early access build is going to release on the 22nd, so some of these could be subject to change, and if anything does change with that update, I will make sure to update the guide. The first trick I'm going to be talking about today is called shotgun boosting. Shotgun boosting is where you use the boost that the shotgun gives you to propel yourself forward way faster than normally just walking. As you can see, I'm just pressing the opposite direction and then shooting on the same time, and it'll boost me in the direction I'm trying to go. Kind of messed it up there a little bit, but you can kind of see the idea of it, where you're shooting that shotgun shot backwards, and that's what's boosting you forwards as you keep going. This saves so much time over the course of a full run. It is a #1 requirement if you want to get into fish speedrunning. There's a couple things I want to note about this. It's actually faster to shotgun boost on the ground because the ground has a slowdown animation. The air does not. You immediately turn around in the air without slowing down at all. So you actually gain a little more time by just doing it on the ground as opposed to doing it in the air. The last thing I want to note with this is the faster that you can turn around and turn back around, the faster your shotgun boost is. So you really want to be pushing how fast you're able to shoot that shotgun shot the other way. The next trick I want to talk about is called taunt boosting. Taunt boosting is where you add a taunt to your shotgun boost and you'll get pushed farther than you would with a normal shotgun boost. I'll push up against this wall and shoot a shot. I get pushed to about here, but I'll add I'll add a taunt to it this time. And I get pushed slightly farther. You see, I get pushed a little farther. This is really helpful if you can use Steam input, like in major glitches categories, so that you can program the Steam input to perfectly do a taunt boost every time. It actually does save you time to do it that way. In no major glitches, it does not save you time to try and go for a taunt boost every single time, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to do it every time, and you're just going to lose time. Because shotgun boosting, it doesn't stop you at all, really. It's pretty much instant shot. With taunting, it kind of stops you for a second. So if you're running no major glitches, I would recommend just sticking with shotgun boosting. It's going to be faster. If you're doing if you're doing major glitches categories, I would recommend doing Steam input and binding taunt boosting to a key. The next trick we're going to be talking about also involves a shotgun. This one is called quick swapping. Quick swapping is where you switch to your secondary and back to your shotgun to instantly reload your shotgun. Because if you see, when you shoot your shotgun, it takes a while for you to be able to shoot another shot again. You can negate this by switching to your secondary and back. It'll instantly reload it. And it is very helpful for quickly getting those shotgun boosts. Like, I'll execute it right here. And then you compare it to just normally shotgun boosting without quick swapping. It's night and day, which is faster. I would highly recommend getting very good at quick swapping. One thing to note, it is not the same to do next weapon and next weapon again. It is somehow faster to do next weapon and previous weapon, both different keybinds. I don't know why it's faster, but it is. So I would use 2 different keybinds for next weapon and previous weapon. What I just showcased was the first of 3 arena skips that I'm going to be covering in this video. That arena skip is probably on the harder side of it, and there's not really a good way for me to explain how it's done. I would encourage anyone watching to formulate their own routes based on this level. I am not confident that my route is the fastest, but when you're making these routes, you need to keep in mind your height over the arena trigger, because you need quite a bit of it, and you need enough speed so that you're not slowing down and hitting the trigger. And you also have to kill both sunflowers. It is kind of tricky, but it is very fast and it saves a lot of time. So I would recommend putting in time to formulate your own routes, formulate what is best for you and what you are consistent at in that area. The next trick we're going to talk about is called bomb boosting. Bomb boosting is where you use the blast that the bomb gives you to boost way higher and farther than you normally would be able to with just a normal shotgun boost or a taunt boost. Bomb boosting does also use the taunt, so you could argue it's also a taunt boost, but it's called bomb boosting. The first case we're going to use bomb boosting in is right now, actually. We can actually get over the arena trigger for the first Spookland arena, and this saves a lot of time to not have to sit through that. The best way to do it is to shotgun boost right here. Right at the start, you want to immediately shotgun boost. And to help with that, if you're doing Spookland runs, you can just unequip flamethrower, because you're going to get it again in a second. So that you always start with the shotgun. Then, as soon as you're done with the boost, you immediately throw your bomb. It's going to land around here, where this tombstone is going to run at you. The bomb is going to land at the tombstone, and then you're going to taunt. It'll look something like this. You could also see that I did a shotgun boost at the peak of my jump. That is not necessarily required, but it does give you more speed, so I do it. This next trick is an insane major glitches find found by Boop3000. It's called Death Ascension, and it basically lets you skip the entirety of Spookland straight to the Spookland Express fight. The way this works is you can pause on the frame that you die, and for some reason this will give you a ton of upwards momentum, which is helpful because the loading trigger for the entrance to the train is just really high up, still loaded in. It's really high up and to the right, I should say. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to take damage here. We're going to get down into 1 health. And once my iframes wear off, we're going to pause. And then we're going to start pause buffering by pressing enter and escape really quickly. And you can see that this barely moves the timer. So I just died, so I'm going to stay on this pause screen. I'm going to wait a couple seconds. I'm going to pause, press enter. I hear that I have my shotgun boost out, or I have my shotgun out, so I can just boost all the way to the right, and then I'll end up in the train. This is crazy. It saves a lot of time, and it is only for major glitches. You cannot do this in no major glitches. I would recommend learning it if you're doing no major glitches, or if you're doing major glitches runs. Obviously, it saves so much time, and it is really not that hard. This next trick is going to be the last arena skip we're going to be talking about. This one is another bomb boost, where you see with this tombstone right here, as soon as we activate the tombstone, we're going to throw the bomb, and as soon as it hits the eye that's just to the left of my screen, you can see it right there. As soon as the bomb hits it, you taunt, and then you go flying over the arena trigger. Just make sure that you are throwing the bomb as soon as that tombstone pops up so that you get the proper timing. Other than that, this trick is super easy. I would also recommend doing a shotgun boost at the peak of your jump. And just like that, you don't have to fight the arena. I actually forgot about a trick that does also skip arenas, and you can do this with any arena in the game. This is a major glitch, and it's called fart bouncing. I don't know why it's called that. I asked Boop. He also doesn't know. It is what it is. The way you do fart bouncing is by you take your game out of full screen. Oopsie. And then you want to have your mouse positioned on the white border at the top. You won't be able to see it on my screen because I have it on game capture, which doesn't show my desktop or what's actually being shown on my screen. But what I have right now is my game out of full screen and my mouse cursor sitting at the white border that's on top of my screen. Then you're just going to go back to playing like normal. And once you get to the arena trigger, the one for this one is just past this bush right here. I'm going to start pressing my mouse button, which you can see is pausing my game slightly. Then you can just walk through the trigger. I'm not even kidding. That's all there is. And the arena trigger is still here. I promise there's an arena there. But with fart bounce, you can straight up walk through the arena trigger. It is very easy. Just click while you're walking through, and you'll walk right through. As of right now, that is all of the known tech, skips, tricks, and glitches that we know about in Fish. I expect that we will find significantly more as soon as early access drops, with docks releasing and a couple new confirmed weapons, along with time attack. There is going to be a large shift in the speedrunning community. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. All of the credits will be posted in the description. But for now, that's all. Thank you for watching.